Hello and welcome to the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado, USA. It's about 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm freezing cold, completely underdressed because I didn't realise it'd be this cold at around 4,500 metres above sea level. Go figure. Anyway, I'm here with the new Audi e-tron, and the idea is that normally people, they drive up and they race up Pikes Peak. Here we're going to do the opposite. We're going to roll down it. Reason being, this is Audi's first ever electric vehicle, and we want to see just how good its energy regeneration system is. So we're going to roll down and try and recoup energy through braking and put it back in the batteries, and hopefully as we go down through about 2,500 metres over a distance of about 30 kilometres, we will be able to regain about 10 kilowatts of charge. But will we? Let's find out. Okay, so I'm in the back of the e-tron and we're at the top of Pikes Peak, ready to go. On my lap is this iPad. It's basically going to show exactly what's going on. I've got our driver Victor there, who's going to be controlling the car, and he's going to be rolling down the hill, and what's happening with the car will be shown here. So it will show how we're recovering the energy. Right then, Victor, let's do it. So now we're rolling down the hill, and I'm going to try and explain how this system works. So you can have the car in a recuperation mode, and what that does is you're just basically rolling, but it's slowing you slightly because you've got the regenerative braking working, but you're not actually doing anything. And you activate that by pulling a paddle on the steering wheel. If you want that regen braking to be more severe, you pull that paddle again and it'll give you even greater recuperation. Now what you can do if you're going a little bit too quickly, because this is steep down here, you might need to use the brake. So then you apply the brake pedal, and up to a certain level of braking it will just still be using the recuperation of the brakes. It won't use the hydraulic braking, but at the point that you need that extra stopping power, it will then blend in the normal brakes. And the way the system works is that it's all brake by wire, and there's no step or change in the pedal feel at all. It just does it all naturally and works it out for you. The idea being that it gives you maximum recuperation regardless of how you drive, and it will always give you a nice brake pedal feel, which is what you want. So we're just about to reach the halfway point. We have recouped 4.2 kilowatts. 2.7 have been through coasting and 1.4 has been through braking. This woman doesn't seem to give a toss that I'm trying to record something. Hey,
that's fine.
Let's do this again.
Yes.
So can you tell me what's going on here?
Yes, so I'm checking the brake temperature to make sure that it is under 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise the brakes are too hot and you have to stop and let them cool off. His temperature was 58 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's very low, isn't it?
Very, very good. Yes.
So you do this normally every day at Pikes Peak, people coming down, you have to make sure their brakes aren't too hot,
Yes.
Otherwise they may crash.
Yep, their brakes can fail. They'll just run off the side of the mountain, so we don't want that.
We don't want that. How often do you find someone with brake temperatures over 300 degrees? How many times a day?
Somewhere around 50 or so.
Really?
Yeah.
And how often do you see people with brake temperatures of 50 degrees like Victor has?
We don't, not in a normal gas-powered car. You won't see them. I've seen 64, 65. That's usually as low as they get. Okay,
I'm going to point this out now. This is nothing to do with Victor's skill. It's all down to the car.
Right.
Sorry, Victor.
Yeah, because if somebody comes down with 64-degree brakes, we know that they've been driving correctly.
Okay, but because we've done this, we get a little prize, don't we?
You get a Smarties because you're so smart and can drive your car well.
Now, to prove just how little he's used the brakes, Victor here is going to do something that would normally be very, very stupid and brave, but is not so much in this case. So Victor is going to touch the brake disc. Now, either Victor is made out of asbestos or he hasn't really used the brakes much. It's cold, yeah?
It's really cold.
Okay, let me try. Yeah, yeah, it's absolutely fine. And that just goes to show that really it's not using the brake at all. It's using the recuperation system. But Victor, has it felt just like driving a normal car with normal brakes?
It felt like a normal car because I used the normal brake pedal.
Yep.
Yeah, and we didn't use the hydraulic brake. We used the recuperation, and so no heat came up to the brake.
And heat is basically lost energy, isn't it?
Exactly, and we put all the energy back into the battery.
Bravo. You did a good job. Right, so I've been upgraded to the business class seat, so I'm going to see what it's like here in the front. I'll give you a bit of a review of it actually in terms of the comfort level. Seems quite nice. Have we got air suspension? It seems like we've got air suspension.
Yes, 4-corner air suspension.
Yes, it's fairly comfy. What's the weight of this car?
The weight is between 2 and 3 tons.
Okay, yeah, because it's got that feeling that you get from electric cars when they have to have slightly stiffer suspension because they're heavier.
Yeah, but the center of gravity is lower. We have here a big compromise, a good compromise between the vehicle dynamics and the vehicle comfort. And with this car, because of the low center of gravity, you don't feel the weight. Yeah?
Okay, so he's trying to PR me, but I'm having none of it. You can feel it a little bit, Victor. You can. Don't you try to trick me. It's nice. I really like the inside of it though. The design is lovely. Now there's one thing I've got to show you. I absolutely adore this. This has cameras for door mirrors. The actual rear view is projected just on the door panel. That is a real cool feature. It's a nice touch by Audi. One of the interesting things about this car is the sailing mode. So in a lot of electric cars, when you back off the accelerator, you automatically get some regenerative effect, which slows you down. Whereas with this one, you don't. It almost coasts just like a normal automatic. And then you can decide whether you want to provide some kind of braking and some regeneration by either using the brake, just feathering it, or using those pedals on the steering wheel. So it allows you to maximize your efficiency, because you might just see that there's a long straight ahead, you want to back off the throttle, but you don't really want to slow down, and this car allows you to do that, whereas other electric cars, you can't. Right, and we're coming to the end of our 30 kilometers, and I'm looking down at the iPad to see just how much energy we have regained. Now the top I predicted would be around 10 kilowatt hours. So we're just going to pull in here and check. Has Victor done a good job? So he's stopping now. Oh, keep on going just for a second.
Yes.
You need to go just one bit more.
1 second.
There you go. Oh, come on. Will it tick over to, there we go. You've done it. You actually nailed it. So just 10 kilowatt hours. As you can see, we managed to do it. Now, the interesting thing about that is that 10 kilowatt hours roughly through normal driving will give you about 60 kilometers of range, bearing in mind that we've traveled 30 kilometers. So in 30 kilometers, we've gained 60 kilometers worth of battery. So pretty impressive, really.
Yes.
Well done,
Impressive.
Victor.
Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it, comment on it and share it. Also click on our logo to subscribe to this channel. And if you click on the bottom right hand corner, you can actually watch more of our content. Meanwhile, click over to the right to go to our deals page to see how much money you can save on a new car at CarWow.